Okay, perfect. Thank you. So the engine is basically a twin turbo turbocharged 4.4 liter V8 engine delivering an impressive output around 600 horsepower. 600 is a lot, man.
It is a lot, but especially for the upcoming model, which is hybridized, they will use that same engine, and combined with an electric motor, it will make up to 800 brake horsepower, which is quite insane, considering the fact that a BMW having enormous amount of power and able to perform in a way that is unheard of. A BMW lineup.
We actually, my family, well, my mom, recently we got a car for my mom.
Yep.
We got the BMW X5, and I have to tell you, this is wonderful.
Which model? Is it the X5M or just the average sized X5?
I think it was the average X5, but full option X5, not the M competition series, but it's still wonderful. Obviously, I am having a little bit of issues with the car. In terms of, with all BMW cars usually being turbocharged, that's an interesting fact. The throttle as well for all BMW is 100% up, always open. So when you push down on the throttle, obviously, I can't find that middle ground when accelerating, gradually accelerating, because I felt like it's a bit more of a push, especially with the turbocharged.
What I find quite interesting, especially with any form of BMW, specifically the M Performance package, is that even though when it comes to the exhaust notes, yes, the car can be exceptionally wonderful in terms of its downshift and the upshifting exhaust notes, especially the cracks and the pops the car makes every time you shift. But at the same time, BMW have confessed that they utilize the engine from the exhaust, or how can I say it? So you have the speakers within the interior. What that basically do is that the sound coming from the exhaust is redirected from the speakers to make the people inside the car hear the exhaust note of the car more amplified.
I never knew that. That's honestly like.
I mean, it's true with every German automakers, but this is something that is quite new, considering the fact that, like some cars, especially German cars, are utilizing the exhaust notes from the speakers for it to be more engaging.
I wonder if they're doing that with also like muscle cars.
I mean, it's not true with every single cars.
Model.
Not even muscle cars, like for example the Ford
Muscle
Mustang.
cars are loud. They're really loud.
Exactly, especially the 5 liter from the Ford Mustang. It's extremely loud, but you wouldn't find them utilizing the
Speakers.
Yeah, exactly, for the purpose of having the people inside the car entertained. But obviously BMW is using it for the purpose of the
satisfying the users and the consumers, I guess.
But at the same time, they have to comply with the proposal that was made by the German government, saying that there are certain extent into which that specific car can rev up to certain RPM.
Yeah.
Because
you can't redline this.
Yeah, so basically there's a limiter within the car itself that prevents you from revving the car up to a certain extent. So what they basically do is that because of that specific reason, the car becomes not loud enough, so the exhaust becomes redirected for that specific purpose to make it louder for the people inside.
Fair enough. Anyways, back to the technical features regarding the BMW M5. The transmission is equipped with an 8-speed manual, an automatic actually, with paddle shifters, and it's usually for quick and precise gear changes. So the acceleration, 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds.
Just to interrupt you, even though BMW claims 3.1 seconds, the car actually does 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. That's especially true with every single German automakers like Mercedes, Audi, BMW. They just underestimate the amount of power and the acceleration and the specification regarding the performance figures of their own vehicles.
I think Porsche does the exact same thing.
They do, yes.
But anyways, as I was saying, the top speed electronically it's limited to 155 miles per hour. Although with the M drivers package, obviously it can reach up to 190 miles per hour. So you're paying more for how much? How much is that the difference? 35 or yeah, 35 miles per hour if you just get the difference, which is kind of insane.
The thing is that there's an aftermarket tuning companies. What they basically do is that you bring your BMW and
They
there's
remove
a
the electronic limiter, yeah?
yeah there's a speed limiter that they remove it for the purpose of having the car reach its maximum capacity, which is unfortunate considering the fact that you're paying that much regarding the M performance top speed enhancement for the limiter within the car itself.
Okay.
Do you find it quite
Yeah, it's kind of saddening,
Sad.
obviously, if you're
Yeah.
paying all that money, especially to buy a new car and everything like that, and you're not getting your money's worth for your speed and for your performance. Obviously, that is if you are very, very picky with when it comes towards performance. For me personally, I am not. Obviously, I do appreciate it, but like, obviously, it is kind of a shame. They should, I guess you could say, undo that. But to be fair, they are doing this mainly for safety, in terms of the car being more reliable, and obviously for the consumer, obviously less likely to crash due to the fact that they can control the speed.
I mean, that's part of the reason why, but at the same time, like, who would care about these stuff if at the end of the day you're buying yourself a high performance car and you're using it for the purpose of reaching its limits? I mean, obviously, if you end up crashing, that's your fault for crashing it in the first place, because you're the person who brought the car and you're going to be utilizing it for anything you would want. And if that ends up crashing your vehicle, I mean, even though I might sound stupid for saying that, but for those who are utilizing a performance vehicle for the purpose of performance, obviously there will be some sort of consequences for that, right?
Yeah, of course, because it always comes with a risk.